Good afternoon, everybody. This is Carolyn Turner. We're at the fairgrounds today, and we are filming for everyone's favorite local historian. Today, we're talking to Alan Smith because he was a county fireman, and I'm going to let him tell us how many years he worked and what all he did. We have one of his helmets here that's amazing to me, and I think this is an interesting story we're about to hear. Okay, Alan, hey.
Hey there. And like Ms. Carroll said, my name is Alan Smith, and I was with the fire department. I started out as a volunteer in 1984. They hired me on career in 85, and I retired in 2016.
Wow.
I was there 31 years, but I never took any time off, so I had a bunch of time built up. So I retired out with 33 years, actually.
Wow.
I enjoyed it that much.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be away from it.
Right. I understand that.
But so I started out as a volunteer firefighter, being trained. Then I went through recruit school, and through my career, I made it through fire chief was my last rank that I held in the fire service. Now my fire chief in Coweta County, I was a deputy fire chief. But when I retired out here, I went to another county and was a fire chief for that county for a couple of years.
It's hard to give up, wasn't it?
Once it's in your system,
Exactly.
it's hard to
Exactly.
get out of it. But this is one of my helmets. This one was issued to me when I became a fire officer. That's the reason it's white. I was a battalion captain. They now call that rank a battalion chief here in Coweta County. And as you notice, it doesn't look very white.
It's kind of broken.
And I'll get to all that. This helmet, as a battalion captain, I was a working officer. So that means I'd go in house fires. And you can see where my reflective patches on it are scorched, and it's got dingy from smoke, and there's chips in it and everything else. And I had to retire this helmet in, I believe it was 1998 when I retired this helmet. I can't remember the month, but we had a fire in Grantville, and it was basically a routine fire. We rang out to a working fire, which means there's fire showing. And when I got there, we had several firefighters already on the scene because I worked off Turkey Creek Road. The fire department down in Grantville and Moreland were closer, so they got there before me. And they did a good job setting up and had everything going. Well, when I got there, I did a safety walk around, which is common to make sure there's no other hazards that we didn't notice on the first go around. So everything was good on the outside, but when I came around the building, I noticed that we had a firefighter on the inside of a building in an area of a collapse zone. So I tried to call him out to get him to come outside, but he forgot to take his radio in with him.
Oh, no.
So
Should we call any names on that? No.
So he couldn't hear me over it.
Right.
We had chainsaws running, we got trucks running, we got water flowing. You can't really talk to anybody, especially if they're in full turnout gear and they got the breathing gear on, the SCBAs. So I decided I was gonna have to go in and get him and bring him out. So we had a brand new volunteer firefighter with us. So he said, I'll go in with you. I said, okay, you can come in with me, you'll get to see a little bit of it. So as we started into the building, so I could get the firefighter out where he wouldn't get hurt, the house collapsed, and it was a brick house. Oh. So literally I had a ton of bricks fall on me.
Right.
It was the triangle above the garage was brick. So 10 feet up, and then the brick was 10 feet high, and it came down over a double car garage. So it fell off and landed on top of my head.
Thank goodness for the helmet. Oh, my goodness.
Well, and that's the reason you can't see the cracks through it without taking the gut side of it, but you can actually, when we inspected the helmet, you have to take it apart, and this helmet's old, and I don't want to do that because these parts could break now. But you could hold it to the light, and you could actually see light through my helmet.
Wow.
From where the bricks hit on it. And this right here, you can grab that and feel how stiff that is. That's not a flimsy piece of metal.
Exactly, exactly.
It didn't always look like that when the bricks fell on it. Well, there you go, it crushed it down. And that's some pretty stiff metal. Because this part of the reinforcement, just like these ridges, to protect it, to keep it from cracking. And then we got our shield to protect our eyes. Well, it got broke.
Oh, turn it around so I guess I can see that. Oh, yeah, my goodness. You were in a bad way that day, weren't you?
Yeah, and I had a good group of guys that worked for me. I'll show you something on the back that they put on there. They put $1.
Oh, I see.
They said I was worth about $1.
$1, yeah.
But there's a lot of things about the helmet. Like you notice the back here sticks out further than the front of the helmet.
Right.
That's to keep melting tar from going down the collar of your coat. That's what that's for.
Oh, wow.
And that was basically a design that came from the Roman soldiers when they would siege a fort.
Yes.
Their enemy would try to pour tar over the edge of the walls on them, so they had something similar to this. And tar.
I never knew that. As a history teacher, I never knew that.
And tar and shingles would drip down on it as you go in house fires.
Wow.
Then on the front, you can see Coweta County. So that shows who I'm working for. 704 was my badge number and my radio number, and then my name on the helmet. This one was issued to me.